Hi, this is Moresh, and today I'll do a quick video about what is REN and why it is an important partnership for OpenDAO. So let's get into it. So as most of you guys might be already aware that BTC is the biggest on-chain asset. I mean, it's much bigger than Ethereum, Zcash, Litecoin, etc., coin. It's the oldest crypto coin, and it's the most widely held, most liquid, etc. However, the DeFi movement is primarily on Ethereum. I would say 95% of all DeFi movement is on Ethereum, and that's because Ethereum has some extra abilities which Bitcoin does not have. And most DeFi tokens are required to be ERC20, which is a standard, which means that the tokens have to be of a certain need to have certain interfaces, which will allow them to be used in the DeFi ecosystem. So if we want to tap into Bitcoin's liquidity and use it in DeFi, we need to first convert Bitcoin into an ERC20 compatible thing. So to be fair, there are already existing mechanisms to do that. The most common and widely known one is WBTC, or what is also called as wrapped BTC. The premise behind wrapped BTC is quite simple. You give them Bitcoin on one end, they will lock it in a custodial thing, and then on the other side they will mint WBTC. So this is a custodial thing, and typically they will ask you to do KYC and whatnot. So that kind of goes against the permissionless no KYC ethos of the DeFi ecosystem. So what we really need is a mechanism in which Bitcoin can be converted to ERC20 in a completely permissionless manner without any KYC or any need for any custodial intervention. And the best solution by far is REN. So what REN does is REN kind of replicates the same process which WBTC has, but they do it in a permissionless and a decentralized manner. I'm not going to go into the specific mechanics of how they do that, but it is at a high level, it's good enough to understand that what they do is you put in BTC on one side, you lock it in with them, and they have a fully decentralized and permissionless solution to mint RenBTC. RenBTC is ERC20 compatible, which means that RenBTC can be used in the DeFi ecosystem. There's no need for any KYC. You just approach it. They don't care who you are or where you come from, etc. You just put in BTC in on one side, and out comes RenBTC on the other. They obviously charge some fees for that, but those go to the REN platform. But WBTC charges fees as well. Now, our roadmap for minting our stablecoin has a pathway to start with on-chain assets, and then we steadily go to off-chain liquid assets, which is shares, commodities, etc. And then eventually we want to go to off-chain illiquid, which is houses, real estate, and those kind of assets. The reason is we want to build some liquidity. So that is why we start with on-chain assets. And with on-chain assets, we want to start with BTC, and RenBTC is the important part of the puzzle for us to tap into BTC, which is the most widely held, most liquid, and the oldest asset which is out there. So essentially, the process will be somebody comes with BTC, they use our RenBridge on our own on the OpenDAO website, they get RenBTC, and then they plug it into our minter, which we are going to use UMA for that. And I'm going to do another video specifically for this portion. But long story short, they get a stable coin. So it will essentially be a BTC dollar. And it is to some extent similar to Psi or the DAI V1 initially, except instead of ETH, you will have BTC as collateral. To be accurate, it's going to be RenBTC. So that is where we are using Ren. It's being used as a bridge to get BTC onto DeFi so that we can then mint a stable coin using it. Later on, we will progressively start moving towards other assets, which will be stocks to start with, and then eventually real estate. So Ren is a very important part of our ecosystem, especially at the start. And we look forward to partnering with them and delivering a product which creates value for everybody. Thank you.